Welcome to ACOS, the Urban Explorers channel. I'm glad you're here. Please don't forget to subscribe. Did you know Afghanistan is one of the poorest countries on Earth? The average life expectancy doesn't even reach 18 years. One of the country's main sources of income is opium. The traditional Afghan game, buzkashi, involves horsemen competing over a goat carcass, an incredibly intense and powerful sport. Afghanistan, on the edge of survival, poverty, low life expectancy, and the shadow of opium, Afghanistan has become known not only for its geopolitical situation in recent decades, but also because it is one of the poorest and most disadvantaged countries in the world. Due to social, economic, and political instability, most people live in extreme poverty, and a large part of the population fights daily just to survive. Low life expectancy, the tragic reality of a young nation. According to UN and WHO data, the average life expectancy in Afghanistan is extremely low. It is estimated that half of the population is under the age of 18, and many don't live to see adulthood. Child mortality is among the highest in the world, and basic healthcare is nearly non-existent in rural areas. Several factors contribute to this low life expectancy. Wars and armed conflicts, which continually destroy infrastructure and endanger civilians. Lack of healthcare, especially in rural regions. A shortage of doctors, poorly equipped hospitals, and lack of medication lead to life-threatening conditions. Malnutrition. A significant portion of the population, especially children, lacks access to adequate and nutritious food. Problems with drinking water and hygiene leading to infections and deadly diseases. Opium, the dark economic engine of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is the largest producer of opium in the world, and according to UN reports, the country is responsible for over 80% of global opium production. Opium, derived from the poppy plant, not only distorts the local economy, but also causes worldwide problems as it is the base ingredient for heroin, one of the most destructive substances in global drug trafficking. Why opium? A last resort for survival. Rural Afghan farmers often have no other way to earn income due to lack of infrastructure, markets, or agricultural support. Quick profit. Compared to traditional crops like wheat or vegetables, opium brings in significantly more money. Power groups and militias. Revenue from opium trade is often used by armed groups, insurgents, and criminal organizations to fund their operations. Lack of state control. In many regions, central government influence is weak, so opium cultivation is virtually unregulated. Although international programs have tried in recent years to encourage alternative agriculture, these initiatives often fail due to the security situation and corruption. Summary. In Afghanistan, deep poverty, short life expectancy, and drug production are intertwined, creating a vicious cycle that is very difficult for the population to escape. Children are often forced to work or beg instead of attending school. Most women give birth without medical care, and many men see opium as their only chance of making a living. Despite all this, there are many talented, brave, and hopeful people living in Afghanistan who fight every day to build a better life for themselves and their children. However, without the support of the international community and the establishment of peace and stability, breaking this cycle remains an enormous challenge. Afghanistan, the land of mountains and home to ancient stories. Afghanistan lies in the heart of Central Asia, and although it's often mentioned as a country of wars and conflict, it actually possesses an incredibly rich historical, cultural, and natural heritage. This country was once an important stop along the Silk Road, where Eastern and Western civilizations met. From Buddhist monasteries to Muslim mosques, from nomadic shepherds to bustling urban bazaars, Afghanistan is a fascinating blend of past and present, geography and landscapes. Afghanistan is often called the land of mountains, as more than 75% of its territory is mountainous. The Hindu Kush mountain range dominates the landscape, and while it often makes travel difficult with harsh weather, it also offers breathtaking views. Beyond the mountains, the landscape is adorned with deserts, valleys, rivers, and oases. One hidden gem is Band-e Amir National Park, with its crystal-clear blue lakes, considered one of Asia's natural wonders. Culture and traditions. Afghanistan's population is incredibly diverse, made up of Pashtuns, Tajiks, Hazaras, and Uzbeks, each with their own languages, customs, and traditional clothing. Traditional Afghan hospitality is legendary. Respect for guests is one of the most important cultural values. Music, poetry, and dance have centuries-old traditions, especially Pashto folktales and ghazals, which are romantic and philosophical poems passed down through generations. History civilizations have lived in Afghanistan for more than 5,000 years. The country was conquered by Alexander the Great, the Mongols, the Arab Caliphate, and the British Empire. In modern times, it has often been marked by war and political instability, especially during the Soviet invasion, 1979 to 1989, Taliban rule, and the long U.S. military presence. Food and drink. Afghan cuisine is hearty, flavorful, and rich in spices. Some of the most famous dishes include Kabuli pulao, spiced rice with meat and raisins, mantu, meat-filled dumplings topped with yogurt sauce, balani, stuffed flatbread. Green tea is the most common drink and is an essential part of nearly every social gathering. Interesting facts about Afghanistan. The name Afghanistan means land of the Afghans. Women's access to education has historically been a challenge, though there have been periods of significant progress. Afghanistan was once famous for the Bamiyan Buddha statues, tragically destroyed by the Taliban in 2001. The country is world-renowned for its stone carving and hand-woven carpets. Would it be worth visiting one day? If the day ever comes when Afghanistan is truly safe, its cultural and natural treasures could make it a fantastic travel destination. Until then, it's well worth learning about its history, culture, and people, because this country means so much more than what we see in the headlines. Afghanistan, a land of wild beauty and hidden natural wonders. Afghanistan, located in Central Asia, is a strategically positioned country with incredibly diverse natural features and a rich, though often underrated, wildlife. Although political instability overshadows its image, the landscape and biodiversity of this nation are surprisingly rich and unique. Size and geography. Area, approximately 652,000 kilometers, roughly the size of France and Portugal combined. Borders: Iran, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and China. Terrain: over 75% of Afghanistan is mountainous, mainly the Hindu Kush range, which rises highest in the east. Noshak Peak at 7,492 meters is the country's highest point. Key landscapes: mountain ranges, dry deserts, valleys, rivers, and fertile oases. The Helmand River is the longest in the country, and Band-e Amir National Park is famous for its stunning turquoise lakes. Wildlife and ecosystems. Despite Afghanistan's arid climate and barren areas, it hosts a surprising variety of ecosystems, from alpine tundra to semi-desert zones, many of which are home to endemic, only found here species: mammals, markhor, mountain goat, snow leopard, extremely rare and endangered, hiding in the remote corners of the Hindu Kush. Afghan wolf, Asian lynx, brown bear, desert fox, wild goats, mouflon, gazelles, Zungarian wild ass, rare and endangered. Birds: Afghanistan is home to over 450 bird species, including many migratory ones. Golden eagle, bearded vulture, European bee-eater, peregrine falcon, flamingos, seasonally near Band-e Amir, reptiles and amphibians, various snake species, including venomous ones like cobras and vipers, lizards, a limited number of frogs and toads, mostly in higher, cooler regions, fish, Afghanistan's rivers and lakes host several native fish species, though many are now threatened due to pollution and overfishing. Natural highlights: Band-e Amir National Park, Afghanistan's first national park, famous for its turquoise lakes, limestone formations, and rich bird life. From Wakhan Corridor, a narrow strip of land in the eastern Hindu Kush, one of the most remote regions in the world, home to Wakhi and Kyrgyz nomads who still practice traditional lifestyle. Pamir Plateau, a cold high-altitude region with breathtaking natural beauty and rare animals. Challenges for conservation: habitat loss caused by war, deforestation, and urban expansion. Poaching, especially a threat to rare mammals like leopards and wild goats. Water pollution and resource shortages. Agriculture overuses rivers and lakes, endangering aquatic species. Climate change, desertification, and reduced rainfall are also contributing to biodiversity loss. Summary: although Afghanistan faces some of the world's greatest humanitarian challenges, its natural assets and wildlife are stunning and unique. The wild mountain ranges, rare species, and untouched landscapes represent one of the country's greatest and most overlooked treasures. If peace and stability are one day achieved, Afghanistan holds immense ecotourism potential, a side of the country that few have had the chance to discover. Tourism opportunities. Afghanistan is home to numerous sites of global cultural and historical significance. Bamiyan Valley, once the location of the famous Buddha statues, Band-e Amir National Park, known for its crystal-clear turquoise lakes, Herat and Mazar-e-Sharif, featuring stunning mosques and medieval architecture. Wakhan Corridor, a remote, untouched region with breathtaking nature and traditional nomadic culture. These destinations could offer a truly unique experience for adventurous travelers if only the security situation were more stable. Currently, Afghanistan is not considered a safe travel destination for tourists. Most Western countries, including Hungary, the USA, and the UK, strongly advise against all travel to the region. Major security risks include armed conflict and Taliban presence. Active militant groups operate in many provinces. Terrorism, frequent bombings and attacks, especially in major cities and near government institutions. Kidnappings, foreign nationals are particularly at risk. Weak infrastructure. Rural travel is risky due to limited reliable transportation, limited medical care. In emergencies, proper medical treatment may be unavailable. Could Afghanistan ever become a tourist paradise again? Due to its hidden natural beauty and cultural heritage, Afghanistan holds real potential for tourism development, especially for ecotourism and cultural tours. However, this would require long-term peace, a politically stable government, and extensive international cooperation. Summary: Afghanistan is currently not a safe destination, and travel should only be considered in very specific circumstances, always with extensive preparation and local connections. Nevertheless, the country's rich history and culture are worth learning about, and we can only hope that one day the world will be able to rediscover this extraordinary place in peace. If you liked the video, subscribe.